Most of us who garden were taught one golden rule. If you want healthy soil, you need compost. And while compost is an incredible foundation for any garden, what if I told you that compost alone is not the most powerful option? Across history, farmers discovered a method that actually outperforms compost, delivers nutrients faster, and creates soil vitality that's hard to match. That method is fermentation, an old-world fertilizer trick that modern gardeners are finally bringing back to life. Compost is slow. It can take months to break down organic matter into a stable form plants can use. And while it builds long-term fertility, it doesn't always provide that immediate boost crops often need during key stages like seedling growth or fruiting. Compost depends on aerobic decomposition, which, though valuable, limits how quickly certain compounds become plant available. In practice, this means many gardeners wait longer for results, sometimes assuming their soil just isn't productive enough. But it's not the soil, it's the input. That's where fermentation changes the game. Fermentation is, well, nature's secret supercharger. Unlike composting, which is primarily about decomposition, fermentation is about transformation. By fermenting plant material, food scraps, or even animal byproducts with sugar, rice water, or other simple bases, we're not just breaking things down, we're actually building them up into bioactive compounds. The process encourages beneficial microbes, lactic acid bacteria, yeasts, and others, that unlock nutrients far more efficiently than aerobic composting ever could. The result is a liquid or semi-liquid fertilizer brimming with growth hormones, enzymes, and, well, pre-digested nutrients that plants can absorb almost instantly. Think of fermented fertilizer as a shortcut. Instead of waiting for compost to finish its long cycle, fermentation makes nutrients bioavailable right away. Compounds like auxins and gibberellins, plant hormones naturally present in fast-growing shoots and leaves, are actually preserved and multiplied through fermentation. When applied as a soil drench or foliar spray, they send powerful signals to your crops: grow faster, root deeper, resist stress. At the same time, the living microbes in fermented fertilizer colonize soil and leaf surfaces, creating a protective shield against disease while continuing to cycle nutrients long after application. This is why so many gardeners report visible results in just weeks compared to months with compost. This is not a modern discovery. Korean natural farming, Japanese Bokashi, and even older traditions across Asia and Europe all made use of fermentation as a cornerstone of agriculture. Farmers knew that raw organic matter wasn't enough. It had to be transformed. They fermented everything from weeds and crop residues to fish scraps, seaweed, and animal manures. The specific recipes varied, but the principle was the same: harness microbial life to create a concentrated, living fertilizer. What's fascinating is that modern science now validates what those farmers understood intuitively. Fermentation preserves bioactive compounds and multiplies beneficial microbes in a way compost alone cannot. When gardeners switch from compost-only systems to incorporating fermented fertilizers, the results can be, well, honestly, shocking. Side-by-side comparisons often show plants in fermented plots growing taller, producing deeper green foliage, flowering earlier, and setting heavier fruit. Yields increase, pest problems diminish, and the soil itself becomes more crumbly and rich with life. And here's the kicker. Fermented fertilizers can be made with almost no cost, using scraps, weeds, and natural sugars you already have. That means they're not just more effective, they're more accessible and sustainable than, many modern inputs. The process doesn't require any special equipment. One of the simplest methods is fermented plant juice, or FPJ. You just gather vigorous, fast-growing plant tips, like comfrey, mugwort, or even vegetable shoots, chop them up, and then mix them with equal parts brown sugar. So, the sugar extracts juices and fuels the microbes, and within about a week, you end up with this dark, aromatic concentrate. This is then diluted heavily with water and, well, applied to soil or leaves. More advanced methods, like Bokashi or indigenous microorganism cultures, actually follow similar principles, but they allow you to recycle more complex materials, like kitchen scraps and grains. None of this means compost is useless. Far from it. Compost is really the backbone of soil structure, long-term fertility, and organic matter. But compost can't do everything. By combining compost with fermented fertilizers, you get the best of both worlds, the stability of humus and the immediate power of bioactive nutrients and microbes. It's honestly like giving your garden both a solid foundation and a rapid boost of energy at the same time. The truth is, fermentation is the missing link in many modern gardens. Ancient farmers used it for centuries because it worked. And today, as more gardeners revive this practice, we're rediscovering that compost alone just can't compete. If you want to see plants grow faster, stronger, and healthier, it's time to bring fermentation back into your soil care routine. For more timeless gardening wisdom and practical guides, subscribe to Gentle Herbal Living and share this video with growers who are ready to take their soil to the next level. Together, we can revive old-world methods that still outperform modern shortcuts.